When it comes to presentations, people rarely consider the importance of the way they breathe. Yet breathing, essential to life itself, can spell the difference between adequate and amazing when preparing and delivering a presentation. The relationship that breathing has on our mental function is subtle yet straightforward. Take a few deep breaths or do some exercise, and you'll feel sharper and think more clearly. But the opposite is also true. Sit passively at your desk or work non-stop without a break, and your cognition and mental powers may feel dimmed. And it's not just better breathing for better speech delivery. By consciously working to fill your lungs with air, you're feeding your brain with more oxygen, which can translate to richer writing and sharper delivery. Indeed, the control and management of your breath can help you deliver a presentation with poise and professionalism. Take a look at today's prominent orators, newscasters, politicians, and actors. Those who are most captivating have mastered a control of their breathing to deliver a message that's smooth and flowing. Do you ever find yourself right before you're going to make a big presentation, feeling your heartbeat accelerating, or maybe there's breath tension in your upper chest? Recent studies, as well as ancient texts, have documented how controlled breathing can decrease anxiety and insomnia, which are two common symptoms in people who are nervous about speaking. In 2017, Ashwin Kamath and his colleagues at Manipal University in India studied stage fright before a public speaking engagement. The participants, all medical students, spent 15 minutes doing alternate nostril breathing, and that is slowly inhaling through one nostril and exhaling through the other by applying finger pressure to the side of the nose not being used. Compared with members of the control group, some participants said that they experienced less stress when speaking publicly. I recently coached a woman who shared that she's sometimes at a loss for words and occasionally makes mistakes when giving presentations. She confided that she's been very stressed and working long hours, as many as 15 hours per day. I shared that there are plenty of tips for better content and delivery, but it was her well-being and breathing that needed the most attention. Practice and preparation are important, I explained, but treating her body and mind with better breathing would yield far more benefits than any presentation delivery tip. She wrote me a few days later and said that her better breathing has made a great difference in her presentations. For most of my life, and like most people, I used to focus on the content and basic delivery of my speeches, letting my autonomic breathing perform its core function. Around mid-2018, I was teaching an advanced PowerPoint training workshop and found myself at a loss for words several times throughout the day. I felt I just wasn't on my game, forgetting key phrases and stumbling my way through my program. And then in December 2018, at age 48, I suffered a critical asthma attack. After a 5-day hospital visit, my pulmonologist conducted some tests and concluded that my breathing was unusually shallow and passive. Worse, my lungs had a 16% lower air capacity than the average person. It suddenly all made sense. The reason that I felt that the delivery of my speeches and training programs was getting slow and sloppy was due, in large portion, to my breath and the poor control of it. Indeed, where once I had found it effortless to write a powerful speech delivered with poise and professionalism, I had recently been struggling to find the right words to write and deliver my speeches. 16% less oxygen was filling my lungs and subsequently feeding my brain and other organs in my body. I took action. I returned to the gym and to yoga classes with a fervent focus on better breathing. I also focused on a healthier diet, eliminating all dairy and foods that can cause mucus and respiratory inflammation. Almost instantly, I felt amplified as the words came to my mind faster and more fluently. Writing my talks seemed easier, and delivering them sounded richer and more profound. Even my eyesight, aided by carrot and ginger juice, became sharper. Since that experience, I've made a point to prepare for my trainings and speeches by practicing some vinyasa yoga or controlled pranayama breathing, eating a light dinner, and getting to bed by 10 p.m. the night before. The morning of my program, I like to awaken by 6 a.m. and exercise with a focus on measured, deep breathing. And when it comes time for my speech, I'm more engaged, energetic, and clear-headed, a notable improvement thanks in part to mindful, better breathing. Better breathing practices can play a big role in improving your speaking. But if you're concerned about a more troublesome respiratory condition or feel that your breath is limited, consider scheduling an appointment with a pulmonologist. This medical practitioner can analyze your lungs and provide medical treatment that can improve your airflow, and that can translate to a healthier lifestyle. Mariam Ovisi is a yoga educator, trauma-informed yoga therapist, and a professional speaker in the Washington, D.C. region. In her book, Care of the Whole Self, Yoga-Inspired Tools to Befriend the Self, Mariam explains that activating the diaphragm is a breathing practice which can cultivate calmness and aid in better presentations.
Power is in our presence. And whether we're in business or not, the presence is important. And the more we can show up fully integrated, the more powerful we are with our presence and for presentations. One of the things that I recommend for everyone is to have a daily breath practice. The daily breath practice will help someone learn how to be with themselves, how to calm themselves, how to maybe give themselves a little energy if they're feeling fatigued or a little bit under energy. How we breathe can also help us manage how we feel. And the nervous system is trying to regulate all of this. And so the more we can breathe calmly, what the nervous system does pick up, it's really important, is a long, smooth exhale. When the nervous system senses there's a long, smooth exhale, the signals is like there's a calming desire for this vessel.
There are numerous breathing techniques that can help feed your body and mind with oxygen. For starters, try this basic breathing exercise. Sit forward in a chair and let your stomach muscles relax. Breathe in through your nose and imagine that you're a vessel filling up with air as you would pour water into a vase. Fill up your abdomen first, then your lower ribs, you should feel them expand, and then all the way up to your chin. Hold this breath for a count of 10. And now exhale slowly. As you exhale, keep your ribs expanded and then tighten your abdomen as if you were doing a crunch. That is, the lower abdominal muscles should come in first as you are rolling up a tube of toothpaste. And since you're not a tube of toothpaste, keep your chest up as you exhale. And then you repeat this. Once you've mastered the exercise sitting down, you can practice it into your speaking and singing. You may need to do it slowly at first until you can coordinate all the actions smoothly. If you do this exercise correctly, your stomach will go in while your chest stays out and expands. Practicing this technique will provide many benefits, including awareness of your breathing, which will enable you to breathe more effectively. Proper posture for breathing, which creates a confident, strong appearance. Deeper breathing makes you feel more confident as well as being strong. Deep breathing decreases tension and helps you to focus intellectual activity. And focused breathing can help you to deliver better presentations. We take in over 20,000 breaths every day. By focusing our mind on good breathing techniques throughout the day, you will soon find yourself naturally incorporating it into your everyday speaking for better delivery with reduced stress. Here are a few tips for practicing better breathing throughout the day. Practice breathing while driving. Your hands are raised as you drive, which makes it easier to keep your chest high, and practicing breathing also eases road rage. Practice breathing while sitting at your desk while you would normally be slumped over on your chair. Sit on the edge of your chair and take 10 practice breaths 3 times a day. Practice breathing when you're about to go to sleep or lying down on the floor at the end of a workout session. And when you are lying down, it is easier to isolate the abdominal muscles and strengthen them for proper breathing. The Tibetan monk and teacher Thich Nhat Hanh has said that Breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. Whenever your mind becomes scattered, use your breath as the means to take hold of your mind again. The true test will come in how well you incorporate better breathing techniques into your daily lifestyle and presentations and recognize the results. By integrating focused breathing into your mind and body, you are more likely to write better content, deliver presentations with greater ease and calmness, and remain more calm and centered. I'm Kevin Lerner.